What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Uh, Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as you tune in and you check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak about this Shedeur Sanders being named to the Pro Bowl team, right? And basically, I think that with him being chosen to, I think it's basically it just makes it obvious that it's all about ratings and trying to get people to watch more so than what you know. Not that Shedeur Sanders didn't have a decent year, right? I thought he had a pretty good year considering what he been through and the position that he was in, right? But is he a Pro Bowl caliber football player? I don't know, man. But and it just makes it obvious that the NFL is like this is just all about entertainment. Um, you know, Basically that's what it is. It's not about like what you accomplished throughout the season. It's just all entertainment. There's so many other quarterbacks around the league that I think should be there. And I don't know if guys are turning it down. They don't want to go to the Pro Bowl, for fear they might get hurt or something like that. But it's this is crazy, man. This is crazy. And not a knock on Shedeur Sanders, but I do think that when you just name people to the Pro Bowl and they haven't really earned it, I think it just makes the Pro Bowl, it makes it not seem like a big deal, like an honor, like almost anybody can get in there. And so this is kind of what the stance that Jason Whitlock took when he was talking about it. And so I'm gonna play the audio from Jason Whitlock's show. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give some more of my input on what I think about Shedeur Sanders being named to the Pro Bowl.
Shedeur Sanders, the Deion Sanders' son, the Cleveland Browns' fifth round draft pick, their quarterback the last 5, 6 weeks of the season, is somehow got selected to the NFL Pro Bowl. This came out yesterday, and people are like, they're losing their minds. How could Shedeur, who threw 10 interceptions, 7 TDs, completed about 54% of his passes, looked very, very pedestrian in his starts. Had a passer rating of 68, a QBR, I think in the 18s or somewhere around there. How could Shedeur Sanders be selected to the Pro Bowl? And then people are saying, even, how could he accept? Given the fact he only played a half dozen or so games, he threw for 1,400 yards. There are tons of quarterbacks more qualified than Shedeur Sanders. How could he accept this? There's a list of quarterbacks that they skipped over. I think what happened.
All right, so before Jason Whitlock get into the quarterbacks that they, um, I don't really blame Shedeur Sanders for accepting, because anybody that knows Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders, like they are about like marketing and promoting their brand anyway. So any advertisement or anytime they get a chance to be out in front of the cameras, it's good for them and it's good for their brand, right? So I don't really blame Shedeur Sanders for taking advantage of this opportunity. But I do think that, like I said, it makes the Pro Bowl selection like it's like no big honor if you can have a average season and then just get in there because nobody else want to participate, right? And I can see like some years down the line where Shedeur Sanders might be in a position where he feel like he don't need to play in a Pro Bowl, and then he'll turn it down just like a lot of other quarterbacks are turning it down. So basically, I think that the NFL will have to make it so that it like people want to participate and that it's an honor for you to be in a Pro Bowl, not where as though just anybody can be there. So let me get back to some more of what Jason Whitlock is saying.
May was selected to the Pro Bowl. Drake May's playing in the Super Bowl, and he's like, I'm not going to participate in the Pro Bowl. It's a flag football game. I'm busy playing in the Super Bowl. I'm good. So here's a list of quarterbacks that they could have selected: Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers, CJ Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Tua Tagovailoa, Joe Burrow, Cam Ward. It's there's a bunch of more qualified guys than Shedeur Sanders. And so people are going off, and there's been over social media, people are like, look at Trevor Lawrence's numbers in comparison to Shedeur Sanders. 4,000 passing yards, 38 passing TDs, 12 interceptions, a 91 passer rating, and a 13-4 record as the starting quarterback. Shedeur got carried to a couple of victories and finished with a 3-4 record for the Cleveland Browns. There's no comparison based on on-field performance, stats, accomplishments. Shedeur Sanders has no business in the Pro Bowl. And people have been chiming in. I want to read you like Sean Merriman. You remember Lights Out, Sean Merriman, sack artist, set the league on fire. First 2 or 3 years he was in the National Football League. Then injuries caught up with him, whatever, but had a solid NFL career, made some Pro Bowls. And Sean Merriman tweeted out, I have a Pro Bowl helmet that I walk by almost every day. It's signed by some of the best players in the history of the NFL, legends, Hall of Famers, and real GOATs. The Pro Bowl used to be a badge of honor and respected. Things have changed. That's a factual statement from Sean Merriman, regardless of what happened with Shedeur Sanders.
Just imagine that though, like Sean Merriman said, right? It used to be an honor to play in the Pro Bowl. Now it's just so obvious that they just trying to get people to watch. They can't get players to participate. So I don't know what the NFL can do though, but this right here, like when you start making these kind of moves and just putting people in who really like people don't think that deserve to be in there, then it has a different effect. Is it don't really capture the interest of people, in my opinion.
But this whole conversation about the Pro Bowl and how we've devalued the Pro Bowl, it's been going on everywhere across social media. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's blaming Shedeur. Some people are blaming Dion. Some people are blaming the Shedeur sexuals and the cult of the Sanders family. I want to, and I can't believe I got to do this, but I'm doing it. I'm going to defend Shedeur Sanders. I'm going to defend Dion Sanders. I'm going to defend the Shedeur sexuals. This isn't on Shedeur. Shedeur didn't steal this valor. Disney did. The National Football League did. The people running professional football, the networks influencing and controlling professional football, they ruined the Pro Bowl. They cheapened professional sports. They're the ones that have de-emphasized competition, have de-emphasized merit. Disney, ESPN, the television networks, the National Football League for playing along with it. Everything now in professional sports, there is no promotion of values, certainly not Christian values. There is no.
All right, so you kind of get the point. My thing is though, I just think that um the Pro Bowl, this is like a step in the wrong direction for the Pro Bowl for the NFL to put people in there who haven't really earned it. I think that you gotta have people like Lamar Jackson in there. He's two-time MVP. And I agree that like people like Aaron Rodgers and the guys like people that the fans like. If you watch a player all throughout the season and he performed all throughout the season, and he had a really good year, man, then you honor that player with a, you know, with a Pro Bowl position, right? You honor that player with a Pro Bowl position, and then they have to show up. I think you get mandated. Like if you get, I think you got to mandate it. Like you have to participate in the Pro Bowl if you get, if you get honored like that, because players, they will feel slighted if they don't, like, say, like if Lamar Jackson have a really brilliant season, right, and then he don't get acknowledged for that, then they feel slighted. So players, they want acknowledgement when they want it, but then also with that acknowledgement, like, comes responsibilities. Like, you just can't win an award and say, I'm not going to show up to a Pro Bowl. Just give me the award and all the accolades that come with that award. Like, they need to obligate that. Like Lamar Jackson should be in a Pro Bowl. And some of the other quarterbacks, I do think Aaron Rodgers should be there, because that'll get fans interested in it. And don't, as long as you don't put players in a position where as though they're going to get hurt or something like that, but the fans want to see these guys who had great seasons. And if the players are blowing it off, then the fans are going to blow it off. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.